Hi, I'm Hazel. It is almost Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up with a brand new vlog, and this week was pre-patch week, and goodness gracious was it a mess. I mean, mostly just patch day. I feel like within 24 hours, the really bad fires were out, and now they're just kind of like trying to get the smoke smell out of the curtains. I streamed for a bit on patch day and actually did manage to get in and stay logged in for a while early, and then I finished my stream and couldn't get back on to do video stuff, so I was like, I'll just take a nap, you know, it'll probably be fine when I wake up. And I took the longest nap ever, and it wasn't fine when I woke up. It's been a while since we encountered server issues that couldn't be overcome by like a good nap. On our part, you know. I'm sure they're not napping over there. But in any case, most of the important things seem to be working now, and having everything break this week means that by the time we get to the BfA launch, hopefully everything that was gonna break has already done so, and we're good. We can just have a beautiful, smooth launch experience. I'm very very excited for it. Did you know that on the World of Warcraft website, they have an active timer counting down all the time? And there's not very much time left on it. It's a little bit terrifying, but I'm so excited. Yesterday, we had another WoW Dev Q&A, and the first part of it was just a bunch of apologizing for the patch launch, and then I feel like the rest of it was mostly just clarifying which changes were intended changes and which changes were bugs. I don't think we actually learned anything new. Maybe we did, but I'm starting to realize that with so much new information coming out about WoW all the time, and with so much content and features and changes and all of this stuff in every patch, it's very easy for even someone that tends to be pretty up to date to just miss things. So whenever they do announcements and then do them again, you know, you're always going to catch a couple people in the second wave and the third wave and the fourth wave. So I'm a little less judgy about redundant news announcements lately, just because I'm starting to realize that they're necessary. On the last day before the pre-patch, I actually had a really fun time doing something I did not expect to be doing, which was last minute artifact challenge grinds, like the Mage Tower grinds. I thought I was done. You know, I had all three of the Priest ones and I had Resto Druid, and that's what I played. But then I log on to my guild and everybody else is doing it, and I look on Twitter and all the cool kids are doing it, and I'm like, well, you know, it's a really fun, like, very last minute deadline of you either have to do this or it's not happening, because it was like the last night to do it. So I got on my Hunter because I heard that the BM challenge was easy. It's the same one as the Dis one, which we kind of rolled over. My Hunter has like 50 item level less than my Priest, or did before the squish, and got all set up for that and like made my macros and watched my guides and practiced and wiped like a lot. And eventually figured out a couple mechanics that I didn't do when I did on my Priest, because apparently there's some stuff you can outgear. Not that it matters anymore, this isn't available anymore, but I finally did it, and I was so proud. I got like the bow, snake, bleeding, gun, bow thing that I actually really did want. I've been kind of lying to myself, but it was pretty cool, and I'm very excited that I got that. And at that point, it was like 10:30, 11 at night, and I'm like, well, what about the Marx Bow? So I go and look to see what state my Marx artifact is in, and I realized I didn't have a Marx artifact bow. So 11 p.m. kind of midnight-ish on the night before the pre-patch, I was getting my Marx artifact, I was empowering it, I was scrambling to try and find relics to shove in the thing, and then trying to figure out what Marx buttons do, because I have not touched those in like 2 expansions, and then do the challenge. And I was so proud, I finally did it. It was like 1 in the morning, I was getting really frustrated, but I did it, and I have the Marx Bow now, and I'm so excited because it's very pretty, and I don't want to say that I'm not going to be a Shadow Priest, because I'm fairly certain I'm going to, but I feel like I had so much fun playing Hunter. I had so much fun playing Hunter on the pre-patch night, and then again kind of after the patch, sort of logging in and setting up all my buttons. I'm really happy with where they've taken Hunter gameplay, because it makes more sense to me. I feel like a lot of specs, and this felt true for me for Affliction Warlock too, the BfA version of many specs, not all of them, but many of them, feels kind of a lot like the classic version of them from an expansion or 2 ago. Things kind of feel familiar, but still really fresh. And I know that just sounds like a bunch of buzzwords, it doesn't mean anything, but I'm really excited about where a bunch of classes are. I'm still really happy about where Shadow Priest is. I actually really like that I can AoE stuff down now, it's great. But Hunter was also looking really cool, and I was excited to last minute get my Marx Bow. Other things I've been up to this week, I found the Mad Merchant on Saturday, and I bought my spider. I know it was the wrong decision, I don't care. I bought my 2 million gold spider, and it is amazing. The jumping animation, I'm not going to put it here because it's terrifying. It's terrifying. I love it. It's so cool. It's such like a high visual impact mount, and I am enjoying it so much more than I thought that I would. I have no regrets over blowing 2 million gold, even though there's going to be a 5 million gold mount that I very much want, like really soon, because I'm still planning on grinding up the gold for the auctioneer mount, and this way I can kind of do it from scratch, which I know makes it a lot harder because, you know, investment capital is like a good thing, and I know that it's just setting me back. But it feels like a fresh save file in a really exciting game. I feel so motivated to just make gold through any means possible. And I'm experimenting with different things and trying to figure out what's the best gold output for input of my time with things that I like to do in game. I'm having so much fun. I've been running dungeons just to get transmog, just to kind of build up my auctioning library again. It's not worth your time for gold making, but I've been having a really good time. And I think gold making in BfA is going to be really satisfying. I'm really looking forward to experimenting with professions. It's been a while since I got into gold making through professions, and I'm excited to see what's going to be good there in BfA. In my personal life this week, my fish are doing really good. I have been weirdly enjoying, and this is a weird thing to enjoy, but when I do water changes, I take their water that has been like fertilized, you know, with fish, you know, and I use that to water my plants on my balcony. And I have drain trays, so I'm not dripping anything on the people underneath me, but my plants are doing so well. It's like I'm not only keeping my fish water really clean, I am also home making fertilizer for my tomatoes. It's weird, but I'm really satisfied by like the synergy, like the fish plant synergy. I'm having a really good time. I also want to note that I have collected stuff from the post office box recently, and there is quite a few things for the next mail time, but I want to throw out there that I don't have plans to do the mail time soon, just because there's a lot of video stuff going on leading up to BfA that I'm working on. So I will do a mail time. I have not lost the things. They are here, they are safe, and we'll probably do like a mega mail time after the BfA launch with kind of everything up until that point. So keep an eye out for that. Other notes, the community feature is now out in the pre-patch, and I do not plan to make a community. I've had a lot of people tweeting me a lot of questions if I'm going to make a community. I don't plan to right now. It is a great idea. I'm just feeling really overwhelmed with my life right now, and I don't want to take anything new on at this time. Also, unrelated note, I actually started reading Before the Storm. I didn't really plan to, and then I found myself buying it and starting to read it, and I've read a couple of the WoW books before. I read The Shattering and I read War Crimes, so I'm familiar with how they usually go, and I usually enjoy them, but I also never really read them again. It's not one of those books that I find myself coming back to or that has like a lot of impact. And I'm only like 2 chapters into Before the Storm, and it is so emotional so far. I did not expect it to be this good. I haven't finished it yet, and I'm not going to say any spoilers because I'm probably not even to the spoilers part yet, but I've been really impressed so far. Questions from this week. Beto Mendes asks, what WoW class and race are your least favorites? Trying to make some enemies here. Least favorite race, just in terms of races that I don't often play, gotta be halfway between Orc and Tauren. I've played both Orc and Tauren, and I actually really enjoyed my Orc and Tauren characters. But, you know, I've played all of the stuff, and I feel like those are the two that I'm least likely to return to. My least favorite class is probably a Demon Hunter, not because I don't like them, but because I don't have one anymore. I never played her, and then I deleted her for a character slot, and I just never remade it, and I don't feel like anything's missing from my life. Garza asks, will we be able to do the Magheart Orc reputations in the pre-patch? No, the Magheart Orc unlock rep and quest requirements are all contained in the launch BfA content, largely tied to the war campaign. So you cannot start working on that yet, but you should be able to start working on that once BfA goes live in August. Shelly asks, how do you know what battle pet to use for a specific trainer? Is it trial and error, or is there a website you go to? So when I'm working on my battle pet strategies, which should start coming out soon if I can get some of them done, the answer to that is both. So it's a lot of trial and error, and I usually start my trials with pets that have double effectiveness, if any exist, against the pet I'm trying to counter. So something that is type defensive against it and also has the offensive move type. So I start there and I kind of experiment. The other thing I look at is the types of moves that counter the things that they do. So if the enemy pet has a swarm, I want to look for pets that have a stone skin-like ability. And the way that I do that is I look up move types on the Warcraft Pets ability filtering tool. And then you can see the move types, and I look up those moves and see which pets have those moves and kind of work from there. Another website that is a really good resource for pet battle strategies is wow-petguide.com. Excellent website, has lots of good strategies and alternative strategies, so if you don't have the pets for one, there are probably other suggestions there of things that you can try. Sometimes if I'm really getting stuck or I'm not happy with the strategy that I'm working on, I'll see what people are doing and then see if there's any way that I can improve on what the thing is with the data that I already already have to make like a new improved amalgamation strategy. I try that too. If you are ever looking for a pet strategy and you want it just on a web page, you don't want to watch a video, wow-petguide.com has really, really good stuff. Jordan asks, do you stream on Twitch? No, I used to stream on Twitch. These days I stream on YouTube directly, so if you're on the channel and I'm streaming, it should pop right up. I do that twice a week, so Tuesday mornings starting at 9 a.m. Pacific, usually for like an hour, hour and a half, and then Friday afternoons from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time. I did a video at one point comparing streaming on Twitch versus YouTube as a content creator and the pros and cons of both platforms. One of the reasons that I really like doing YouTube instead of Twitch just for me is that it lets me really crank the bitrate and get a 1080p 60 frames per second stream going. Especially if you're not a Twitch partner, the bitrate and the transcoding options are better on YouTube for new streamers. Becca asks, what are you looking forward to the most in BfA and what are you going to miss the most from Legion? Also, what was your favorite X-Pack? The thing that I'm looking forward to most in BfA tends to vary from day to day. Every time I log onto the beta, I get really excited about something new. Right now, I am most looking forward to the early expansion gear grind and finding and testing a lot of the different ways to make gold in BfA. And fishing. Oh, and collecting all the new pets. I'm excited about a lot of stuff. The thing that I'm gonna miss most from Legion, again, kind of varies, but right now, Bear Tartar, which is, you know, rest in peace, it still gives you speed, but she's not what she used to be. And I already miss that. Like I said, I've been running old dungeons for Transmog this week, and while Mindseer is amazing, I miss my Bear Tartar. I think my favorite X-Pack is still Cataclysm, because that was like my golden age, but I love all of the X-Packs that I've played through in their own unique way, except for Wrath, just because I came in at the end, and I was brand new to not only WoW, but like MMOs, had no idea what was going on, and don't like feeling dumb. Matthew asks, anything in BfA on things like the Boon of the Zookeeper? So I have not found anything yet, and that doesn't mean that it's not there, but if it is there, it's hiding pretty well. I have not found any kind of shoulder bins yet, and I am a little disappointed about that, because like even just outside of the Zookeeper one, I liked the random drops just while out in the world doing your own thing. I thought that was kind of fun, so hopefully that comes back at some point. Lindsay asks, was hoping we'd get some pictures or videos of the new fish, maybe next week. So here you go, I tried. These are the new fish that are in the tank that's kind of back there. That's the quarantine tank. They will get moved into a bigger tank in about 2.5 weeks once they're finished their quarantine period. These fish are really small and they're really fast, so they're kind of hard to film. These are white cloud mountain minnows, so the ones with the bigger white bellies are the females and the slimmer ones with the more colorful fins are the males. These are a very good beginner freshwater community fish. They are inexpensive and they're supposedly pretty easy to keep, and I've kept them alive for weeks. That's a good start. They're very flexible water-wise. They're not too picky about things like their pH or their temperature as long as they're not swinging much. They eat very well and they'll eat basically any fish food I've tried to give them, and they come from a colder climate, so these will actually do really well in an unheated tank as long as the temperature is pretty stable, and they're just a really good beginner fish, and also they're really cute. Look at their little fins. I'm really excited to get those into the big tank as soon as their quarantine is up, just so they can have some more room, because they are using every inch of that 10 gallon. And then I can get some Corys and start quarantining those, and I love fish. So that has been my week. If you have any questions that you would like answered on a vlog, please leave them as comments on the most recent vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing some of you on the afternoon live stream, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!